I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Colby and Chip and Ghosty.
Sori's rocking the black lipstick. Sure, we'll get another Christian telling us that
That's wrong.
How much in rebellion you are. Shout out to the big homie. Unbelievable.
All of you.
Unbelievable.
For timely topical commentary.
Political commentary.
Sure.
It's time to talk about political commentary. You can hit us up at Middle America with Vin and Sori.
The link is in the description. Also, you'll find our merch there. Our merch is pretty cool, so check it out.
It's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. This is a song you've been wanting to do for like 4 or 5 days, huh?
Well, that's because Jay brought it up to me, and he was like, "I think you're gonna like this one."
Surprise, surprise.
So I'm like, I think I am reading the name. Be My Druidess. I was like, So I keep asking, come on. And so finally, he was like, he always wants to do what the people want. You guys get reactions first. I'm like, come on, it's our channel. So I finally won, and that's why we're doing it. You know how he says you have to be at the right place at the right time?
Be My Druidess, type O negative. Let's do it.
And go.
surprise.
What? You didn't like the song, I see.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, what do you think I thought about the song?
I'm sure you enjoyed it very thoroughly.
The whole thing?
Most of it, yeah.
If there was anything I didn't like, what was it?
I don't know. We'll find out in the review.
Oh.
We'll find out together, dear listener.
Okay. I liked at the beginning, like when the stuff that he was saying. Like looking deep in her eyes, smelling her hair, caressing her, all that stuff was great.
Yeah.
All of the beginning was cool, but then I didn't like this.
The way he said it? Was it the way he said it or the fact that he said it?
I think it was the fact that he said it, because I don't think that sounds cool. And it sounded actually kind of gross to me.
Good. Well, we've got some consensus. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Are you going to say what that sentence is that I'm circling?
Nah, I mean, if you want to, go for it, but...
When he was going into the I'll do anything part, that part I thought was a little bit much. I was like... Plus, it doesn't sound...
Well, you like alpha male shit, and he didn't sound very alpha male there.
I do like alpha male, but I don't have a problem with what he said. Like, I think that there's a time and a place for that too. But I just think that word usage...
You don't say.
I'm just not really a fan.
You don't say.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was waiting for him to, like
if he would have said
strangle
something
her or something like that.
Oh.
Because that's how he... he
Oh, I know. I was like, oh, okay.
But this is just a plain old lust song. It's not, I'm saying this as a compliment.
But he was submitting himself.
Like
and that's not typical.
He's able to, actually express actual love without it going too crazy. I mean, he calls her, it's be my druidess. It's not be my princess or whatever. But,
right.
I mean, at least he doesn't go into harming her, so that's good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the big thing. But I thought that I figured that you would like this. You were smiling a lot during the song.
That's because I know how you feel about stuff like this. And I do like the, where he's saying, for her to be his druidess, be his everything, stuff like that. And I know, it's an unhealthy relationship. When you say stuff like that, you always say. But I think that...
But you want me to be an unhealthy dude.
No, I just think that there is a mutual understanding that, like, if somebody's literally your everything, then that relationship probably isn't going to work out very well because you're going to put too much pressure and stress on the other person, and you're going to put something on them that is not supposed to be on them.
So why do you always roll your eyes whenever I say that?
Because there are some things that you say that, like if somebody says be my everything, they might not literally mean you're their everything. Like, it's just like a hyperbolic way of saying, like, you are super important to me. Like, you're more important than the other people that are around me.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't roll with that.
Because I've seen it a million times where it wasn't just metaphorical. Where the other person actually was everything. So, I don't even need it to be completely literal. I just need it to be 80% true for it to be unhealthy.
Yeah, but do you think that there's a way that somebody could say that without it being unhealthy?
Well, I'm sure there's a way, but I think those are the exceptions that prove the rule.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I'd agree with that, because I think a lot of times people put relationships as the way that, like, what's gonna fix them. Like, if they feel a certain way, they're like, I just need to get in a relationship. And
I do, however, appreciate the fact that, even though the language is kind of stark, the fact that it's predicated on seemingly genuine love here.
Yeah.
And he's treating the act with the gravity that it deserves. I think that a lot of times people are willy-nilly with sexuality, and I think that that's a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a very painful, terrible mistake to make. Mm-hmm. And I think our sort of pornified culture has stripped sexuality of all of its mystery and all of its transcendental, value.
Yeah.
Because now these people are forced to say, nah, it's a job, they're doing a job.
Right.
And then it's just, so now it's stripped of all the wonder that's supposed to be around it. So when you have a song like this, where he's genuinely speaking about loving this girl, and that's what the sexuality is predicated on, I thought that was really, really good and really instructive, actually. Because, it's kind of, when you look at the whole concept of, the Christian idea that sex is to be saved from marriage, there's a lot of, that's crazy, that's oppressive, you're doing that because you're trying to limit people's pleasure, blah, 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 blah. And it seems to me that there's a ton of wisdom around it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't have sexual relationships like this with 9-10 people. And I forgot what the average was by the time a millennial turns 25, they've already had 12 partners or something like that. Right. I'm not talking about the moral ramifications as much as I'm talking about the experience ramifications of being that intimate with somebody that you genuinely love and want to get close to versus, just working out your animal instincts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That one's old, honey.
So I appreciate the actual love here that's being spoken.
Yeah, and there was that one where it was really, really horrible, the things that he was saying. This one he's saying, when he said, first of all, I really like that when he said, first he's explaining, it's a real loving, he's looking in her eyes, he's smelling her hair, he's caressing her, I liked the intimacy of that. It's not just it wasn't, like you said, animalistic. And then he says, now we'll make love, which a lot of times people say making love is the corny way of saying it, and people won't say that. So I liked that he used those words, and he said, now we'll make love by firelight, a blaze so high it lights the night. And I liked that part, that was kind of romantic-y, and plus I liked the concept of, he's talking about the fire that they're around, but he's saying that their love is going to be a fire that's going to go up into the night. So I thought that was really cool. Are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's cool. Fudge all.
And then again, this one, on the other ones, it seemed like he was, this one, it looks like he's making it about her, and he's loving her, and he wants, even though I thought that part was corny, the way that he said it, however he worded that part, yeah, I'll do anything. I thought that was kind of, I don't like the word usage. It kind of sounded weird to me, but I understood the concept, and I liked the fact that he was being like that with her. And just the way, I just liked the way that he worded it. I thought he worded it well, and it wasn't, whatever. And again, at the beginning when he says, that the condition of her body invites him in, I thought that was good too, given our current milieu where there's no consent, and if they're well, as long as you get consent, then you can just do whatever you, well, no.
In this situation,
she wanted this, so, and I think that's very important in relationships, that both parties want.
Yeah, he addresses, that our lust increase feeds desire, which is a very interesting idea. Which is kind of can you lust after your own, spouse, which I think that when you read Song of Solomon, that I praise God that we're never going to do that in the Bible, Boogie, but don't even ask me, Ian Zonia. I know I'm just a guy, I'm just one guy, but I am pulling the card. But yeah, it's an interesting idea, lust and is there a redemptive way to look at lust and, whatever. You don't have any problem with that concept.
Not at all. I think that the problem with lust is it, you consume something that isn't yours. That's the bad side of lust. So somebody looks at some girl that's not even theirs, and they're just consuming her with their eyes and with their feelings inside. That's wrong. Right. But I think that if you have a mutual relationship where it's not about consuming each other, it's about taking each other in and enjoying each other, then yeah, you could call it lust, but it's not like, you're not like taking something that doesn't, you know, I want to be fully enjoyed by you, and I'm sure you want to be fully enjoyed by me.
The energy's different.
Yeah, absolutely. But it still has that intensity that it has, because he was saying that the lust intensifies, it feeds their desire.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's...
Which, most of the time when I try to warn young men about the dangers of lust is that. It's like, look, you're never going to be satisfied with that thing.
Right, yeah.
So you're always going to go into more and more, you know, hardcore stuff. It works just like drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, but what's in, you know, so that's one of the things that I use to try to, you know, advise young men to stay away from bad stuff on the internet. However, the question then becomes, well, if that principle was operative in your spouse, wouldn't that be the best of all possible worlds? In the sense that you're never satisfied, but it makes you want more of that person. Mm-hmm. So that is kind of like the exception where, like, it kind of works in reverse, where you will, you know, if your lust increases and you feed that desire, it's just only going to increase it for next time. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have that mentality, then great. You know, like that's a sweet spot to be in a relationship. And you know, I'm not I mean, we're pretty newly married, but I'm not particularly sure that like this type of energy is around for 25 consecutive years, like every single day.
Oh no, I don't.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, again, I always say like relationships go in seasons, but I'm assuming that this is one of those seasons for him, because there are other songs in this one that
we did love you to death.
Yeah. Did you see that one?
Which
the glorious liberation of the People's Technocratic Republic of Vinland by the combined forces of the United Territories of Europa.
Okay.
That's the title of the song. All right, what do you give this song?
I'm gonna go with a 9. I'm a fan, but again, that part was a little bit weird. So.
Okay, I could rock with you with a 9. I'll give it a straight solid.
Whoa, babe.
I like the fact that he, like I said, you know, not really a fan of a couple of lyrics, but I like the fact that he really, it wasn't a stupid, trivial, dumb teenage way of handling sexuality. Sexuality is extremely important and powerful, and it's not something to be trifled with. Right. So he did it. So I'll give it. Yeah. Tonight.
Oh, there you go.
There you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.